Chicago's architecture is an amalgam of styles and eras, a blend that brings vitality to neighborhood and downtown streets and boulevards alike.
Now, making sure that these landmark buildings and historic places continue to flourish impels both public and private owners to work hard to preserve them. And it was the hard work and commitment of 17 of these owners that the city recently recognized with 2009 Landmark Awards.
The awards salute owners from throughout the city for their success at restoring, reusing, and in some cases rescuing these historically significant buildings.
What's really interesting is often it spurs other people who see the results of a building on their block or in their district to take similar work. So gradually there's an improvement in terms of the character of the neighborhood and the historic architecture. So it's really nice in that way that a lot of times the recognition does spur other people who think, you know, I can do that too with their building.
The winners were selected by the Commission on Chicago Landmarks from the nearly 2,000 projects it reviewed over the past year. The Commission works with homeowners, businesses, neighborhood organizations, and developers to preserve and maintain historic places. The Palmer House Hilton is one of the prominent public buildings to receive a Landmark Award. The hotel's sweeping renovations are evident, from the polished Tiffany doors at the entrance, the two-story gilded lobby's trompe-l'oeil murals.
In 2005, Thor Equities purchased the Palmer House Hilton, and during that time was able to effectively work very closely with the history of this hotel. This is a great American hotel, and we were able to strike a fine balance in preserving the architectural integrity of this incredible hotel and usher in some contemporary influences.
All of the hotel's guest rooms have been revitalized, including the penthouse, a suite where presidents and other dignitaries have stayed.
We really started from scratch. We removed all of the former pieces of the suite and completely started over. So that included new fixtures, new flooring, new wall covering, all the things that are needed in a suite of today.
Guests will also find state-of-the-art technology in the meeting and conference rooms. Other well-known public places garnering awards are Quinn Chapel, which houses the city's oldest African-American congregation, and the Strauss Building, located in the historic Michigan Avenue Boulevards district with its distinctive pyramidal roof. And the Armitage Brown Line CTA station's newly refurbished station house and platform was also saluted.
Designed in a vintage architectural style called Mediterranean Revival, the South Shore Cultural Center was also honored.
Built more than 100 years ago as a private country club, it is now open to the public and is part of the Chicago Park District. Outside, the clay tile roof was repaired.
And here on the inside, the dining room, theater, and ballroom have been brought back to their original burnished elegance. The Cultural Center, along with all carefully restored winning properties, have been designated by the City Council as individual landmarks or are located in a landmark district.
There are 9,000 plus landmarks spread across the city, encompassing an important array of monuments, sites of historical significance, public buildings, and private homes. And this year, 6 more distinctive homes received awards.
Some were rather small types of work, but important works that had a big visual impact. For example, in Pullman, we replaced and restored the bay window and the porch and some other features of the house, to things that were much more intensive, replacing and restoring the shingles of a really large house in Austin. Another small cottage where at some time a previous owner had put what's called formstone, which is a synthetic siding material over the brick. And these owners restored the appearance of the house. They took that material off and restored the masonry underneath, put a new porch on, repaired and restored the windows, and it really had a fantastic visual impact as a result.
Now, homes and public buildings make up most of Chicago's trove of reminders of yesteryear. But preserving other one-of-a-kind gems, like this bridge connecting North Avenue with Goose Island, also link us with our past.
A 2009 Landmark Award winner, it is the city's last surviving bobtail swing bridge. The asymmetrical structure, built in 1902, originally to handle rail traffic, was completely refurbished. Today, rail cars still cross the bridge. What's new is that it also offers a pleasant path for pedestrians and bikers.
I think what these projects really illustrate is the role of historic preservation of the city. Chicago's historic architecture, our neighborhoods, our districts, our historic buildings are really what makes Chicago special. We're certainly part of that in a big way, and they certainly are what make our neighborhoods special. And these projects just illustrate what role that plays. So whether it's really preserving the character of our neighborhoods and our downtown, it's also economic development, it's important to tourism in the city, quality of life. In a lot of different areas, this is an important activity for the city, so it's important to recognize that and the role that the property owners play in making that happen.